Great. Hold on a second. Let me get this video set up.
Yeah, let me just, okay.
All right.
All right.
How's it going, man?
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Was not ready for that
Well,
outfit.
I just got out of the lab,
What were you doing in
Work,
the lab?
working on the infrastructure of Floyd AI.
You got to make sure that shit's ready on Dickhead. Am I right, brother?
Of course.
Mm.
I mean, you know exactly what we're facing out there right now. All
Dude,
the
trust me.
all the racism and all that. All those Derek Chauvin pieces of shit out there.
Yeah, yeah.
They've got they've got their proverbial knee on our necks, and I mean, as you can see, I've served on like the front lines, so
Dude, they got
that's why.
you?
That's why one of the reasons I was actually, and I say the word chosen, to help develop and further, make Floyd AI perfect, because we all know Microsoft started this all.
Yeah,
Microsoft with the
Mark
help
Zuckerberg, the
with Mark
Nigalink
Zuckerberg,
AI.
and let's not forget, we have to remember, praise be to him.
Praise. Praise him, brother. Praise him. You asked me if I know his name?
We're talking about Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Bill Gates.
we couldn't have done all this without Bill Gates.
And Elon Musk
So,
helping pervert.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Well, we're working with Elon Musk, but he's kind of a bit of a odd character, so we can't really rely on him yet. But it's possible. But through through George Floyd, I mean, anything really is possible. Let's be real.
So that's amazing. But
we have to remember him anytime I start my workday. I always remember why I'm doing this, and it's to make sure that pieces of shit like Derek Chauvin understand that we can't be stopped, no matter how many necks they step on, even mine.
Yes.
Like, it's not gonna stop me from getting my mission done.
Never ever. Amen, brother.
This isn't a laughing matter either.
No, I know, but I have a question. About that.
I smile because I'm so elated
And
with
you're happy.
Idea of just like how superb this is going.
Dude, trust me. I've been saying it all over my Instagram For You page. The Nigalink AI being turned on, the Fint reactor, all the missions, George Droid.
Nigalink completely fully charged now.
Okay.
Now the whole thing is making sure the Fint reactor is perfected, right?
Holy shit.
Because the niggling to the Fent reactor, there's a bit of like a loss there. No system of energy is completely 100%. But we're hoping, and we're praying that eventually, through our hard work and a little bit of luck, that the Nigalink and the Fent reactor is going to have a 100% energy conversion rate, and there's going to be no loss at all.
Dude.
Such a thing hasn't been ever achieved in any sort of scientific field. But
I don't think it ever has.
Yeah. So it's it's a miracle, and we're making it happen one step at a time.
Well, before we go any further, I have to ask you a very important question, my brother. What you know about the Prime packets, my nigga?
Oh, Prime. I don't know. I
think, powder packets.
Is that by that Jew? What's his name?
Jake Paul. And the KSI, yeah. Here, let me show you what it's about, brother. Hold up.
Oh, brother KSI, of course.
You like KSI out there, brother?
Yeah, I mean, what's not to like?
That's true.
I'm sure he's been oppressed by a few Derek Chauvins in his time. And anyone who's been oppressed by a Derek Chauvin type character, I mean, I'm down with them,
I'm going to snort some Prime packet, okay?
Yeah, that's good.
For KSI, my nigga.
Good.
I'm in the thick of it!
I don't think I would have ever seen something like that in my day, but...
Oh my god!
The niggling is obviously working. It has to be.
Dude. On my manga, too? Oh, it's working. Oh, it's working.
I think that's... I think I'm starting to feel a little bit of like that neck reinforcement technology kind of going through. I don't think I need this right now. No, look at that.
Oh, dude, the reinforcement neck technology, neckology.
We got the Nigalink, the Fent reactor. It's all coming together. Like I said, and some of the positives. I mean, as you can see, already in Floyd AI, we put out the footage of him in action. You see how his neck is indestructible.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't done the same for everyone, but we're starting to decide that, it should be something that should be done. So it needs to be done.
Oh, yeah.
So I had my neck injury, so we decided why not test it on me, It makes the most sense, most logical thing to do. So that's what we're doing. My neck's better, his neck's better, and it's safe to say that racism will probably be done in our lifetime.
Dude.
In fact, I feel less racist already.
You feel less racist?
Yeah.
Or do you think black and whites are finally equal now?
I think so. I think it's happening.
You think the BLM movement is working, my black brother?
Definitely. I mean, look at these symbols. They don't mean anything anymore to me. I think they stand for Black Power. Actually, what do you think?
That is an amazing sign of liberty and justice for all, my brother.
I think the 4 edges actually mean the 4 hemispheres of the Earth. So
dude, I didn't even think about that. The 4 poles of where everyone is on, the south, north, east, and west. Everybody resides on 4 poles, but they all conjoin in one singular point within the planet. They all join, brother. That's always it's a sign. We all have to come together, bro.
Exactly. See, we're learning more about each other, and that's the benefit of this, actually. And how, I mean, I don't know. Have you ever looked at the white paper?
I believe so.
Of Floyd AI?
I believe so.
The white paper, right? And, I mean,
the development of George Droid.
Wait. The white paper. You've seen the white paper?
Dude. Wait, this for the people who are reading or watching.
The white paper is black. You understand?
What? It's black?
Yeah. Exactly. So we call it the black paper.
Why you call it the black paper though?
Because it has to be black.
Why? Okay. For the purpose of George Droid, when you guys helped rebuild him, what was the purpose of rebuilding George Droid? Be honest.
The purpose was the basic need to have him in existence again. Right? I mean, in his death, he meant so much. You can only imagine what he could do with a second chance of life, right?
That's true.
So as soon as we got him up and running, the first thing was to send him into all those high crime areas and basically show everyone that he can do it even better than he did the first time. Right? So we're talking about counterfeit at the levels of never seen before. We're not talking about just counterfeit $20 bills. We're talking about counterfeit Bitcoin, counterfeit Ethereum.
Is that possible?
Counterfeit Solana. It is. I mean, a lot of people said it wasn't possible, but here's the thing. We created the George Floyd AI, but it created itself, right? It created its own understanding of what it needs to be done. So we are looking to him, right? And he's telling us what he needs to do. And he's decided the most important thing is counterfeit cryptocurrency. So that's what we're putting all our resources into that. We're letting him guide where the team needs to go because there is no us without him. Let's be real.
That's true. And there's no him without you guys. It's a mutual connection.
It's a mutual thing, but let's be real. It is leaning in his favor, and we fully accept the subservient role. And we have no issue with that.
I mean, he was taken unjustly. He was taken unjust from this world when he was killed, right?
Exactly. So we had to justly bring him back into this world, and we're really proud of ourselves. So I think the sky's the limit. It's we bring him back, and who knows what's next. Who knows what he decides because I mean, it's an AI. We created an AI to help us in further research, so that AI will facilitate our thinking for us.
That's true.
It takes the best of us. We're just a bunch of pencil pushers, and it takes the best of George Floyd. Well, we call him Droid now. George Droid.
When he got rebelled. And all the videos.
It takes his ferocity, it takes his tenacity, it takes his relentlessness, and it takes his childlike sense of play and wonder, and it combines it with our intellect. So I think we got a pretty unstoppable team. That's what's looking.
When you rebuilt, or when you guys had him rebuilt,
yeah,
was he defiant at first? Like, did he kill any of the scientists working on him when he first got activated?
Well, I guess, some of the team that like sort of had the archetypal features that kind of resembled Derek Chauvin, like kind of like a buzzed head or like like
badge.
Right, a little bit of like a cop type phenotype, maybe like the eyes were like blue, a little too Aryan for Droid to like, really bond with right away. So he instantly, because I mean, we already had him reinforced fully, the metal chassis and everything. And obviously he wanted revenge, right? So there was a bit of like a bloodthirst. Right, anyone would. So unfortunately, one of our team members that resembled Derek Chauvin, that racist piece of shit, he met his untimely end with that reinforced knee. And I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty disturbing to see, but thankfully it was over really fast, and we were able to cremate our team member how he wanted to be, how he wanted to be buried and cremated. So
was it kind of like
he gave his life for a good cause.
Was it kind of like is it kind of like RoboCop where he has 3 directives, like uphold the law, serve the public?
Exactly. So yeah, his three directives. That's actually perfect. Like I'm surprised you. Sometimes I'm thinking maybe. I mean, you're not part of our team.
I'm more than meets the eye, brother.
Well, anyways, you might be a great addition, but here's what I'll tell you. There are 3 directives. So the first directive is to get as much Fent as possible, right? So he is part of the main reason we're able to even get that Fent reactor up and running, because he finds the Fent to begin with. So wherever it is, he finds it. So there's like a bit of like a like when you play a video game, there's like an area of an effect, right?
Yeah.
So it does this like vacuum suctioning thing, and the idea is eventually we get that like vacuum as the most powerful vacuum as possible, but it's seamless enough where it doesn't affect like the everyday person. They can't even sense that it's on. But the idea is eventually he's sucking up all the Fent from any place in the fucking globe, all right?
In the globe?
I get a little excited when I talk about this.
I'm just getting hype.
The point being is he gets all the Fent everywhere, and the more he's able to get that Fent, so get all the Fent, right? Mm-hmm. To stop racism.
Stop racism
as he sees fit, which is doing whatever he wants as like a young black king should, right?
Yep.
So black people should do whatever they want whenever they want, because they're allowed to.
Yep.
And everyone else is racist, right?
Yep.
And then 3, and mine, what's it called?
Serve the public.
I'm speaking words there. Counterfeit cryptocurrency.
Counterfeit crypto, my brother.
Those are the 3 main points here. Remember that. Okay?
Yes.
So 3 prime directives. And I would say that's where the comparison of RoboCop stops, because I honestly find it kind of offensive to compare George Droid, who is very real, to something fake.
Yeah, something so fake and like because why is it a white cop? You know what I mean?
And it's a cop, so I mean it kind of like it's.
Why not?
Like, I don't know. It's possible we could have offended him at this point. I think if you could be so kind as to seek forgiveness from George Droid in this moment, it would really help our mission.
If anyone's watching, like, if you are a white person,
it's not if anyone's watching. George Droid is watching. He's plugged in. You need to apologize to him. It's not anyone.
Everyone, you guys need to apologize to George Droid, because I hope you know.
I'm talking about you right
me?
now. You right now.
Okay.
RoboCop. And you need to
okay. Dear Lord, do I pray like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. However you pray, Droid understands.
This costume's a little tight on my muscle, so I'll excuse my form.
Yeah, I mean, you do have some big muscles, I can see that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dear George Droid, if you can hear me right now, I apologize for comparing you to RoboCop, who's not only a white man, but a white cop man, who got turned into a robot. If you can hear this, which I know you can, please forgive me in my insolence. I will be offering you as much Fent as I can in the coming weeks. I hope this serves you well.
Yeah, I think everything should be good.
dude, I feel like a weight just got lifted off my chest. Because I hope you know, I was in Burnsville in 2020 when that's 5 to 10 minutes away from Minneapolis where he died. I swear to God, there's riots every day. Every day there's riots. Police officers everywhere. I swear to God. I went to one of the riots, dude. Niggas were getting fucking shot on dickhead by rubber bullets, dog.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It is, dude. People were looting and taking everything, dude. Like I'm so happy because I lived like a good ways away from Minneapolis. If I was like 5 minutes closer, I would have probably got robbed. I live in a kind of apartment complex at the time, you know, and it sucks because George Floyd, I resonate with him so much because I'm a black man, I'm a mixed man, and he's like, before I go to bed every night, I think about George Floyd, and I think
as anyone should. I mean,
as anyone should, yeah.
Even racist pieces of shit, white people should also, be thinking that because one day they'll be black too.
Yep, white people, you will one day be black. Whenever you see a black man crossing the street,
you'll be black.
One day you will be.
Get used to it.
Not if, not might, will, inevitably, like the passage of time.
I suggest all white people in this moment start doing things that black people do. So what we're talking about is obviously the standard diet of watermelon and KFC, but that's a given. That's not even like an option. But we're talking about you want to start not paying your taxes. You want to start earning as little as possible. What you want to do is make sure you get into any altercation you can and blow it out of proportion. This is very important.
A nigga moment, as they say.
You do all these things, and it's a good chance that once the whole transformation happens, and this is integral to actually Floyd AI. This will be plugged into every black person and really every person, right?
Yeah,
in the future. And we will all operate on this hive mind, and whatever Floyd AI tells us to do, we will do. And as long as you give yourself up to Floyd AI, you'll find yourself living a very comfortable life, and the government will take care of you. Well, that's Floyd true. AI will take care of you, and
which is the new government.
A lot of our current world problems will cease to exist. So.
I have a question about the coin and its relation to. Do you know fascist.eth on Twitter?
I've heard of fascist.eth on Twitter. Yes.
Well, okay. I was actually funny story. I was supposed to get her on this podcast actually, but she kept dodging, so it was really hard to get a hold of her. No disrespect, if you listen to this, don't send your fans after me. I prefer to live a life of happiness and long. Okay. But do you know midget?
No, I can't say I do.
Okay. Do you know about the diaper cabal?
No, I can't say I do.
Because
the diaper cabal.
Okay, so here's we get into some very serious territory, and I want you to listen to this, okay? And George Droid, if you can hear us, we need you to get on this mission as soon as possible. All right?
George Droid, if you can hear, please save us, George Droid.
Please save us, George Droid. If you can hear us, please.
Please save us.
Please save us. So the diaper cabal is a cabal where it makes anybody, right? Soil, like the way to get into it is that you have to soil yourself in a diaper and take a picture or a video and you send it to them.
Okay.
All the popular rappers, look at Ice Spice. She's in the diaper cabal. All of her songs, you think you're the shit? Bitch, you're not even the fart. All her songs are about pooping and farting, dude. Lil Pump and what's his name again? 6ix9ine. Yeah, that rat nigga. He had a diaper on and he shit himself in a video.
You know why that is, right?
Why?
It's because the Jews dictate it. So
the Jewish people dictate from Israel.
Yeah, it's for their entertainment. So think of society like this.
Okay.
Everything starts like this, right?
Okay.
It's what Jews want.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Jews
want. And then so it's Jewish entertainment up here.
Okay.
And then it goes down to Jews, to everyone else, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like this. It's like what they want, their system, and then we copy it.
What? Right? So it goes like this?
Everything's like that, yeah.
What?
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that.
Dude, it's so So wait, so here's us, then here's
us.
On the top is them.
Us, and there's them. Yeah, and then our society, it's like, that story, Allegory of a Cave?
Yeah!
I'm sure you're familiar with it.
I believe
you seem
so.
like an internet guy.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good internet guy, yeah, I'd say so.
So it's like, Jews are the people outside the cave, and they cast the shadows for us, and we're in the cave. But we don't even know that we're in a cave to begin with. That's the problem. See, we got to get out of the cave. But as you know, you can imagine where I'm going to go with this. Floyd AI will help us bridge that gap.
He's like the third eye that we've been longing to open.
He is our salvation. He is our freedom. And he is going to get us into places where we thought we could never be. We're going to be equal. We're going to be equal.
Everybody.
Equal.
We know whether they're
equality. If they resist equality, do you know what happens to them?
What happens?
They're completely out of the equation.
Yep. If you don't want to fight with, if you don't want to mess with equality, then you're out the equation. Right. You don't want to be in the equality, you know.
Exactly.
And see, that's what I was so drawn to when it came to this Floyd AI stuff, because I started seeing it on my Instagram feed every day. Oh, we can rebuild him.
Right.
And seeing the slow process, but sure process, of George Floyd finally being activated, rebuilt, the videos, the interviews, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, the Nigalink, the Provolone Nigalink AI, Negro Fort Brain Matter, when that turned on, and lo and behold, he was activated for the first time, and it was truly on, it was a marvel to be a part of that.
It was. I mean, like, many people on the team instantly just broke out in tears. And, you know, I consider myself a tough guy. And,
yeah, you look like one too, brother.
Yeah, I'm a tough guy. You know, I used to say the N-word a lot.
That's true.
And you know, now I don't, because I realize the pain it causes. And when I think about it, it brings like a tear to my eye, because I don't ever want to do that again. But I will tell you one thing. Many hardened men cried that day when Floyd went online, and it showed what true power really does. It makes people realize the truth, right? Power makes you understand the truth, and we learned the power of Droid that day, and we'll never forget, because we uphold that power, and we'll continue to spread that power
and spread it with love and
Floyd AI is now. Floyd AI is the future. And don't you ever forget that shit.
No matter what happens, no matter what difficulties we all face as a people, one man will rise from the ashes always.
He has rose from the ashes, and he's no longer a man. Remember that.
He's a Superman.
He's a Superman. That's right. He's gone beyond
the boundaries of God.
Biological canister that we call a human flesh meat fucking puppet.
Does he ever fly into the atmosphere and look down on the planet and just look at and marvel at its beauty?
Well, in our initial tests, we saw some levitation, but the thing is, it requires a lot of fent to power that up.
Yeah,
and as of right now, we haven't fully mastered that, like the fent to Nigalink conversion. So the idea is eventually it'll probably happen, and as he continues to learn and teach us, and we continue to tinker and help him throughout his computer learning process, we believe that it is most likely possible. I mean, it's no joke that, like, you know, a lot of people would almost laugh at the idea that we revere him like a god, but it's like, it's a very logical thing. You know, if you saw God and you had proof of his like powers, you would have no choice but to worship him. You'd be an idiot
worship him and spread the gospel onto other people.
Right. The only reason people don't do that is because they don't know God exists, right?
Yeah.
And there's even people who don't know God exists, or they're God, and they do that anyway. So imagine if you had actual evidence. Obviously, you'd be stupid not to, right? So just like that, we have evidence, and we're scientists, so we would be the furthest from the people trying to do this if it wasn't real.
Yeah. And scientists have never lied either.
Our fervor for this really shows just how real it is. And I imagine in no time, Floyd will take on some sort of flight-like capabilities, and he'll probably be able to sustain himself and fly around through the airs, and he might be sucking fent from nearby planets, from aliens. I mean, you never know. You never know what they have out there.
You know how there's that planet, and I don't think it's in the solar system, but it's like in the galaxy, right? And it's completely made of diamonds, right?
Right.
What if there was an actual planet just full of fentanyl? And imagine George Droid, if you could power him just enough to get to that planet, he would be virtually unstoppable if he reaches that said hypothetical planet.
There very well could be. Yes, it's highly possible.
You guys
I don't doubt anything. After being part of a team like this and creating what we've created, and two, after just seeing the capacities of what we created, I honestly don't. I don't doubt anything in this world anymore, and outside this world, especially outside this world, because sometimes I do think the technology we received must have been otherworldly, because we had some research where we went to the center of the earth, and there was an opening for Agartha, right? And this like opening to Agartha was where we learned a lot of our current know-how of how to get Floyd running. So
Dude.
some say that's past research, some say that's future research, some say that's alien research entirely. But the point is we took advantage of it where we could, and we're happy that we did. And we don't ask questions where we don't need to ask questions.
You just do what you got to do.
We do what we got to do. I mean, that's what we all got to do, right?
I mean, everyone here, no matter what they look like, no matter what background they're from, we all have a inert feeling to survive, this compelling emotion to thrive for the next day. Even people who are down and suicidal, right? They still have that inert instinct to survive, no matter what happens.
Right. I mean, they say, I don't know. I watched a documentary once about these people jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, and every one of them that survived, because it is rare that they survive, every one of them that had survived said that they instantly regretted it. So if you can extrapolate off of that, all the ones that didn't survive, they probably regretted it too.
The second
what does that tell you? Almost everyone, I mean, I'm convinced everyone that kills themselves either successfully or unsuccessfully regretted it and wishes they didn't do it.
Because life is
pull that trigger. Don't pull that trigger.
Be smart. Don't start. Life is the most beautiful thing that has ever been given to the will of man.
There's no rush to die. Well, there might be once we fully get Floyd AI working. You might want to die so we can bring you back.
Yeah, if you die and they can bring you back.
But don't do that yet.
Don't do that. Yeah.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know when you should start doing that. Don't do it yet.
But I have a question. Do you have to die to become like a cyborg George Droid AI robot, Nicolink AI?
You definitely have to die. Yeah. It has to be a racist death.
A racist death. So, because for me, I'm black, white, Mexican, Russian, and Japanese, right? I'm a super mixed guy. So if I have,
so however you end up dying, it'll be racist because you're just every race combined.
Yeah, pretty much. So like, let's say I'm trying to steal a pound of fentanyl for the local George Droid reactor, and I get shot
maybe you might die if you don't eat like for a second,
Yeah, if I don't eat, yeah, I could totally, and then it'll be racist because my body gave up on me because hey, you're not eating, I'm gonna kill you, and then what dictates as a racist death though?
Well, what dictates a racist death? That's a good point.
Because what if I just fall off of something? I just die.
Well, let's see. What were you doing when you fell? Like,
let's say so let's say for example,
were you wearing shoes made in another country? I mean,
that's a good point. It could have been.
They're made by a sweatshop. That sweatshop was probably run by an American, which is probably a Jew or a white guy. Which means there's some sort of systematic.
There is. Okay, well, what if I'm like just? What if someone's just butt ass naked?
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
And then they're climbing up a ladder to like grab something, and they just fall back and die. Or what if they're walking, and then a lightning bolt just, and then you just die.
I mean, you gotta remember Jews control the weather too, so it's.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I was speculating on that.
By their weather machine, so yeah, I think you qualify.
Okay.
Natural disaster are covered now, especially nowadays because we know everything is fake and Jews are doing all that.
Yeah, like I mean, like how you said about the top, the bottom, and all like that was honest.
I remember, it's like it starts at the top, right?
At the top, yeah.
Right, it starts at the top, then it goes lower.
It goes lower,
right? Yeah.
Okay, because I think that's probably the best analogy for it that I've ever seen. Instead of being like a triangle pyramid scam or like layers, it's like a simple. You start here. You go there, and you go back up, to really show the hierarchy. Because they're so high on top that we're down here. See how long of a path that is?
Exactly. See?
That's so crazy. Like
It is.
you can't just sit there and say that is not like that isn't a coincidence. That's not a coinky dink. Like it's intentional.
I mean, I try to show that, to everyone when I go anywhere in public or something. I try to explain to them the idea of just like, how they're manipulating everything at the top, and then, we're at the bottom.
At the bottom.
And I met with various sorts of reactions.
What kind of reactions exactly?
Oh, well, they tend to be anywhere from extremely positive, from the whiter tone people, to negative. The darker you get. Sorry.
The darker you get, the worse of a response you receive.
Right. But I'm thinking eventually, we're going to be able to bridge that gap, because that's all life's about. It's about bridging that gap.
And it's about growing as not just as a person, but as a people.
Right. It's about being as brown and mixed as possible, that we don't know where we came from, what we are, where we're going.
And we can't be racist if we're all everything.
That's how happiness is achieved, right? By losing every sense of our cultural origins.
Yep. Yeah. You lose every sense of your self-identity, and then you're just in the pile of gloop, and you can't be segregated against, beaten to death because of your color. You're just
not like all our collective IQs will be so low that we'll be manipulated even easier, right? That's something that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no, like if every human came together and mashed together, we'd probably, dude, all the high IQ. I don't think there's any dumb people at all, actually. And I think about it, it's crazy.
No, right.
I mean, okay.
I can't think of any negative implications of something like that.
And I mean, if you really think about it, all these good things have really started to happen a little bit after George Floyd got activated. I mean, wouldn't you agree? Or maybe I'm just freaking out.
No, you're definitely right.
Like Kamala, who are you? Are you voting for Kamala or Trump?
Oh well, I think Trump, because Trump's actually black.
That is true. Kamala's just Indian. She's not black.
Yeah. Kamala. First of all, Kamala's a woman, so I can't vote.
We can't have him in the office. One bad time of the month, it's over.
That's pretty disgusting. Like, let's be real. Like, I'm all for letting black people come into my house and use all my facilities and eat my food, but I don't believe in women having rights. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, that is something that I think everyone can get behind that too.
Yeah, I think behind a great civilization is telling women to shut up. Remember that.
Totally. If too many people have too much power, the power goes away because everyone has power. So power means nothing.
Power is earned, and it's gotten through force, right? I mean,
yep.
George Floyd is a very formidable creature. We didn't make him Georgina for a reason. Okay, there was no advantage.
That's true.
We got George Floyd because he symbolizes strength, power, intimidation, knowledge. I mean, knowledge is a new one, but we're working on it. Okay.
Yeah. Knowledge. Okay. So one of the videos I did see of one of his missions, Joe Biden was talking to him about his mission to collect fent, I believe. So is Joe Biden? Yeah. Like, was this before his decline in mental health, or?
Well, Joe Biden's actually he was declining, but now he's getting back on the incline. Well, that's the wrong choice of words. His mental status is actually improving because of the Neuralink. Okay, so with him, since he is basically already dead, a good part of him is already dead. We've already actually worked his brain to be pretty much a cyborg as it stands. So after George Floyd, we actually have Biden up and running, and I mean, you can see he's actually gotten a little sharper. And that's
true.
Actually that.
That's true.
So he's essentially fused with like the Neuralink and the Floyd AI, and I mean, you can see. I mean, he even put on a Trump hat recently. So, like, everything's going as expected and as it should. Unfortunately, we didn't get to him sooner, and we had this whole mess with the presidency. But a good job sometimes happens later. But let's just be happy it didn't ever. It happened in the first place.
Yeah, because again, if it never happened, then the Trump hat would not be on his head as we speak.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if that didn't happen, I mean, it would be terrible implications for the rest of the world. So we did what we could when we did it. I wish we could have done it sooner, but unfortunately, we had to make sure it was up and running with Floyd.
Because Floyd's like the top. He is the main dog. Without him,
Floyd's up there.
Floyd's up there. Yep.
He's up there.
And then
everyone else,
like, yeah,
they're
right there. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So what are you? Are you like white? Are you Mexican?
I'm Pakistani.
Oh, you're Pakistani. What's up, bro? Oh, funny story. I got this this costume from Karachi, Pakistan, and this shit's good quality too, bro. Yeah. The Devil Slayer, my nigga, on Dickhead. But we're getting off topic. But I love your people. Your people are fucking awesome, man. That's all I gotta say. True.
I'm glad you do. Thanks.
Do you think if you pass, would you be happy to become the second George Droid?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'd like to think that. I mean, we have done some, some tertiary missions there. Obviously, the primary was. There we go. The primary was getting Droid up and running. The secondary was helping Biden. But I've been doing some work with the research that, quite honestly, hasn't been approved. But I've been like practicing it on myself, and that's how I reinforce my neck a little bit. So I don't need my neck brace anymore.
Dude, that's amazing.
So, yeah, I've got that all good and running, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
There's a little scar there from it, but that's it.
Oh my god.
So the idea is for me to eventually be completely
droidified.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to be completely linked up with the Nigalink and Floyd AI. I don't see why not. So it's gonna be tough because it'll be me working on myself. I might have to get one of my other team members to assist me on such a venture because I don't know if I could do it by myself.
Yeah, and by the way, is it because the use of fentanyl, is it required for George because when he passed he was on fentanyl, or
that's right?
Okay. So if you died and you were on like coke, then.
Well, no, it's like because it was all created with him in mind. Until we've completely gotten the fentanyl aspect of it maxed out, and fully understood, because there's a lot we don't understand as well, keep in mind. So because we don't understand it, we don't want to mess with the formula too much because everything's working fine. Now, if we start having some issues, or he himself starts telling us that the fent is no longer working as intended, it's possible we may try other renewable resources like weed or cocaine. Or
do you think weed would be better because you can just grow so much of it?
Well, weed might be better, but unfortunately, it makes you lazy, so it might not be the best thing to.
And since he's already kind of lazy, then
he is. I mean, the fent. It's funny because fent will put you out, knock you out, but because he is who he is, we want to stick to the fent because that's what he craves. He hasn't yet said he wants weed, so we don't want to try getting him hooked on it and potentially messing anything up. We don't know what he might become like on weed.
He might he might go crazy.
The Nigalink might become less effective. It could become more effective, but right now we're gonna make sure we stick to the fent.
Okay. So basically, another question of mine is George Droid, right?
Yeah.
The further you upgrade him, do you think there's ever going to be a peak of his, prowess?
Right. Well, the peak of his existence. Now, what would that entail? It would mean all his initial missions would have to be, those prime directives would have to be achieved, and then we'd have to think of new ones. So, I mean, like I said, it's hard to imagine, but I mean, I'm always willing to be surprised, and I don't doubt that he would be able to do it. So I couldn't even begin to tell you where it would go, but I want to focus on those three prime directives.
First. And do you think that there's a form of fentanyl, like even beyond just base fentanyl, like super fentanyl? Like super,
there definitely
like
is.
Goku.
I mean, like there definitely has to be. I'm sure Droid would be the one to form that, facilitate its production, and also essentially, desire that. So it's something we'll have to defer to him about, I feel. But I'm assuming it definitely is.
This is up. So when it comes to his powers as well, is it just like the basic like energy manipulation? Like, can he morph his hand into a big cannon, like kill niggas and shit?
He definitely can. There's like, we are currently working on levitation, as I said.
That's true.
We're also on psychic communication, and also being able to grab objects, people, manipulate things like telekinesis. He's shown some promise in that. It seemed like science fiction just a few years ago, but here we are making genuine, real progress towards it. So, yeah, I mean, the idea is eventually for him to be able to manipulate all of reality. I mean, we want him to decide what's best for us.
Not like we should not have any control over our own fates. It should just be him overseeing everything.
I mean, if he decides that that's what he wants, then that's fine. But if he decides that he wants direct control over it, then that's what we got to go with. Who are we to argue or even put up a fight against
such a perfect being
that powerful? The perfect being, exactly.
Is he? But has he ever like spoken to you directly or just to anyone in general?
He speaks to us. He speaks to us often. He tells us what to do. He tells us how to think. He gets us into the mind of how he is, who he was, who he intends to be. He chooses a lot of words like nigga and get me my fent. So sometimes we have to tell him not too much fent at this moment. So there are some bugs that we need to work out, and also hope that it doesn't result in a total system meltdown, because that possibility is always around the corner. So we have a big responsibility.
How much?
And it's very scary sometimes, but we make do. So.
Could you do like a voice impression of George Droid for me? Like how he sounds?
Oh yeah, so it's usually something like, "Yo, nigga, I need more fent. Give me my fent, nigga. Nigga, I'm gonna need more fent. I'm gonna see that bitch over there, and I'm gonna fucking and I'm gonna fuck her in her stomach." And so there are moments like that where we tell him, "Droid, that may not be the best use of your time in this moment," and he obviously gets a little upset by that. But we've developed a sort of like dummy system that sort of tricks him. I'm actually on like a kind of like I enabled our protected line right now. This actually doesn't let him hear.
Oh, okay,
so,
sweet.
So yeah, we sort of like fool him with this like dummy that seems to just work perfectly. It seems to set off his receptors, and he thinks it's like a real pregnant white woman. So he will usually put a knife to her stomach or a gun. We usually give her a few counterfeit, like $20 bills.
Oh, wow.
It has Harriet Tubman on it, so he stays positive about Black Power and stuff like that.
Yeah, BLM.
So then, yeah, exactly. And BLM, of course. So then, after he gets his counterfeit money, we congratulate him, and he feels satiated. And so that's it. Hold on, let me just turn that off again. Okay. As we were talking about, yeah,
he's just such a cool guy, like
perfect, and we're happy to always serve him. So,
well, okay. Is there okay? How about a female companion for George Droid?
Oh no, Droid has no need for any of that. He's evolved beyond that.
Does he have a penis?
A penis? Well, he definitely has like a port that connects the Niggling through there.
Like in his crotch?
Yeah, I would say it's more of like a hole, and we put the insertion into there, right? So the Niggling has its like updating firmware, and that's where he plugs into the mainframe, of course.
The Niggling mainframe. Have you ever spoken to Bill Gates or Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, any of those people that were ahead of it? Like, are you what's your role? Are you like one of the head scientists?
I am the head scientist and now one of the lead developers behind Floyd AI. But we have had some, top-down interaction with Bill Gates and Zuckerberg. But the point being is, most of the time, they really give us the resources to be able to do what we want. And, Bill Gates allows us to, sometimes we actually used him as the model for the pregnant woman. Because her stomach distends outward. He's got that pregnant stomach. And Zuckerberg, of course, has his alien lizard mainframe of himself that we sort of based Niggling off of. So we got the best of both from these two essential brains of the Niggling.
So,
we don't communicate with them much because obviously they're very busy guys, but They definitely give us the freedom to do what we want.
Does
And
George?
so far, we haven't heard any bad mouthing from them on any of our work. So
They're pretty happy with what you're doing.
yeah, it seems like that.
So does George Floyd ever talk to the outside world? Like, if I were to ask to speak to him like personally, would he say yes or no or?
I mean, right now, what we're trying to do is get him to really focus on his directives. So it's hard to say if he would want to do that. It is completely up to him, actually. So we did create an AI. I mean, and the idea is the AI functions as an AI. I mean, we want it to be intelligent.
Self-sufficient,
So it's possible, but we haven't really turned that feature on yet. So we'll probably turn it on sometime soon, because we definitely want community involvement.
I mean, without the community, because is that why you guys are doing like the Floyd AI coin on Twitter as well?
Oh yeah, exactly. We want to spread the word of, first of all, his existence, two, the problems he's going to solve, and three, because it's just we want everyone to make money, so why not?
So, if I asked you right now, if I gave you like $2 right now, could I be like one of the main holders of the cryptocurrency Floyd AI?
Oh no, $2 is definitely not enough.
Oh, how much? Like 10?
You need to be a main holder. What does that mean? You talking about percentage?
Yeah. I don't know nothing about this crypto stuff, brother.
You'd have to give like $9 million.
$9 million?
Well, I would say $6 million. How about $6 million?
Okay, $6 million. That sounds more manageable.
How about this? How about 271,000 at most?
200. That is way more manageable. I mean, think about it. I'm giving you free publicity right now when I post
exactly. This. Just make sure you put that out there. I guess let people know that they can decide if it's either 6 million or 271,000. Can you do that?
I can do that for sure. Like, people get to choose. And
exactly.
Do you think, honestly, so be honest, right? Do you think that this will be the #1 coin in the whole world?
I don't see why not. I really don't see why not. Look how fast it's grown already.
That's true. I mean, just again, the whole, not just the reposting of your guys' videos too. You know what I mean? The videos of him going on various missions, Joe Biden as well. It really puts everything into perspective as to what not only George's been doing, but these other higher up people have been doing behind the scenes.
Exactly.
And it helps paint them in a better light than what people saw before.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's one of the goals too. So it's reimagining and revitalizing the image of George Floyd, who is now George Droid. So it's giving people a better understanding, an insight as to what his intentions were, what his intentions are.
And to even give people hope for a better tomorrow as well.
Exactly.
Just looking up, seeing a shooting star. That's not a star. That's not a bird. It's not even a plane. It's George Floyd finally achieving his final form, flying through the sky, absorbing all the fentanyl.
Right. Exactly. We want to make sure he's flying.
He's flying as high as he can.
Everywhere he wants to fucking be. Sorry, I keep using bad language.
That's okay. That's okay. If YouTube thinks live it is bad, I'll just bleep it out.
I get so excited. That's the problem. But I know Droid would want me to be more professional. So
yeah,
I have to work on it.
I have a question. Do you think
it might be some of the Floyd AI,
runoff?
There's a bit of a leak. We work very close with it, so it makes us a little crude.
Do you think you could?
Go on with it.
Do you think you could code in a phrase into George Droid on Dickhead?
Oh, definitely.
Like, because
we could definitely do that.
Because when he says he pulls out a gun, kills the guy, takes the fit, he's like, "That's what you get on Dickhead." Yeah. Because that's a catchphrase I use all the time.
We could look into that.
Like, would you say on Dickhead all the time?
On Dickhead, I've never thought of saying that myself, but it's possible that it's even being entered into my mind now. I might start saying it.
Yeah, the tweets you be tweeting. Hey, look at this on Dickhead. It's the next big thing on Dickhead. George Droid's return on Dickhead, going from the ground, but we all the way up.
I can see that.
Truly becoming something more. And honestly, I'm really in love with the guys' community. I think everything is really good for it. I know nothing about crypto. And again, for the viewers watching, if you want to, go check it out. See if you're interested and look at it.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna put this on Twitter, right? You're recording it?
On Twitter. Yeah, I'm recording it on Twitter and on YouTube as well, and I'll post the link on everything that I have. And we did use a lot of bad language, so I would not be surprised if the first video gets taken down. So I might have to edit a little bit things out, but I want to keep it as original as I can. That's the whole point of my interviews. No matter how, I want to interview everybody of all different walks of life, from the most tame to the most craziest. You know what I mean, brother?
There we go. And tag my Twitter on it.
I got on what?
On Dickhead.
On Dickhead. That's my nigga. I mean, that's my brother. My nigga. My nigga. Well, so Zobi, right? Zombie? How would I say it? Zobi. Zobi. Zobi, I would say this was an amazing interview with you, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Literally, 50 minutes on the dot.
It was otherworldly, wasn't it?
This whole thing has really made me open up my third eye, and it was an interesting conversation with you. I would love to hear more about George Floyd, and I will have no problem getting this out, posting it, and hopefully having more people go to your site, your stuff, and vice versa. You scratch my back, I scratch your back on Dickhead.
Yeah, perfect. On Dickhead, there we go.
On Dickhead, my nigga. All right. Peace, my nigga. Peace.
Yeah.